This is the Bauker 18V Cordless Combi Drill, and it may be the best value entry-level drill on the market. In this video I'm going to show you the main features of this drill, what it can do and how to get it at an incredibly cheap price. So welcome to Big Ted's Home and Garden. Let's have a look at the main features of the Bauker Cordless Combi Drill. Let's start with the battery. This drill is supplied with not one but two 1.5 amp hour lithium ion batteries. Changing the batteries is simple, just depress the button and slide it on or off. You can buy bigger batteries, but for me, having the smaller, lighter batteries is better with a drill like this. It means you can have one on charge while you're using the other. Replacement or larger batteries are relatively inexpensive if you follow the link in the description below. They're certainly much cheaper than Ryobi batteries, for example. Some people claim you can use works batteries as well with Bauker tools. They're certainly part of the same group. The drill's got a keyless chuck, which will take up to 13mm bits, and there are 23 torque settings on the adjustment ring. The vast majority of these are for adjusting the torque when driving screws into different materials. So you use the lower torque settings for small screws and soft materials, the higher torque settings for longer screws and harder materials. And you've got the drill setting for heavy drilling, and finally the hammer setting for drilling into masonry and concrete. There's 2-speed gear control, which you just using that orange toggle on the top of the drill. The lower speed gives you more torque for driving screws, for example. The higher speed is better for drilling. The trigger pressure you apply allows you to control the actual speed. And the drill can be used in either forward or reverse mode, with this feature being adjusted using the button just above the trigger. The rubberized grip's comfortable to hold and the drill feels well balanced. It certainly feels lighter than other cordless drills I've used, but that could be because of the smaller battery. The actual weight is just under 1.5 kilos, that's with the battery fitted. Or if you prefer imperial measurements, 3.36 pounds. So let's see how it performs. This is a 6mm drill bit, drilling through 47mm section wood. You can see it goes through easily. This is a 10mm wood drill with 20mm flame pine. It's a little bit longer. Fully through. The maximum drilling capacity for wood is 35mm. This is a 25mm hole saw. Again, 20mm thick wood. I found this one a little bit more difficult. While you're watching this, if you're finding this useful, could I please ask you to consider subscribing to my channel? It costs you absolutely nothing. It makes a big difference to small channels like mine. All you have to do is click on the subscribe button down the bottom right corner. I'd really appreciate it if you did. And there we go, we're through. This is aluminium. It's only thin, it's only a couple of millimetres, but it's all I had available at the time. And finally, solid brick. This is a 6.5mm masonry drill, and the drill's now in hammer mode. As you can see, you shouldn't have any problem drilling into walls with this drill. But for most domestic DIY jobs, the drilling performance is fine. Let's see what it's like at driving screws. We'll start with a small screw, typical of those that you'd use if you were putting kitchen units together. So we use a low torque setting and the low speed. That's gone in easy enough, so we'll flip it into reverse and take it out again. The higher torque setting was needed for longer screws. This is a 25 by 3.5mm screw. And you can see the Bauker drill handled that easily enough. But longer screws like this 60mm screw proved to be a step too far for this drill. Even on the highest setting, there simply wasn't enough torque to drive the screw in. So if you want to use this drill to drive larger screws, you're going to have to pre-drill the holes. If you do this like I've done here, then you can see that this drill would be more than adequate for jobs such as attaching shelving brackets to walls, for example, which is probably one of the more common uses that people would have for a combi drill such as this one. If you're intending to do something a lot more intensive, you probably want to invest in an impact driver anyway. If you're considering this drill, it's available from Amazon or it's stocked by Toolstation, but at the moment by far the cheapest way to get hold of it is through the manufacturer's eBay site. And the real bargain on there at the moment is the twin pack with the impact driver. You get the impact driver, the drill, 2 1.5 amp hour batteries and a 1 hour charger for just under £45. The batteries are normally £15 each. I'll put an eBay link in the description below. So I hope you found this useful. If you have, leave a thumbs up. Any questions, leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to Big Ted's Home and Garden. We'll see you soon.